Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sings like never before, oh my soul, I'll worship Your holy name. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, good morning. All right, so thank you, kids. Hi, it's nice to see you all. Didn't we have fun at the backyard clubs this week? If you had fun, wave your horn. Woo! Look at all that waving. That's great. So I want you guys, in a second, we're going to play our horns, but we're just going to do it to say thank you. So if you're saying thank you, how do you say it? What's the beats? Everybody say it with me. Thank you. Right? About that long, right? So we're going to say thank you to the hosts of the Backyard Club, so the people who let us use their houses, the Bradfords and the Martins. So we're going to say thank you to them, and we're going to say thank you to our helpers, Sky and Navy and Abby and Barb. And Caleb and Drake aren't here, but they were such a great help, and Kaylin was a great help this week. And to Simon and Val, who kept us laughing with their Bible stories. So we're going to say thank you to them, and to your parents. Thank you, right? Because they drove you every day, or when the days you came to get there. So we're going to say thank you to them too, because it wasn't always an easy place to get to, was it? Okay, so everybody can just pull their masks down onto their chin, and we're all going to say thank you. You ready? Set. All right, that was great, guys. Perfect. So thank you, everybody, and thank you for coming, and thank you to those who were praying for us, because it was a really good week. Even with every day we weren't sure what the weather was going to do, and we ended up having 3 really great days. So thank you, guys. We're going to have some fun. This morning, we're going to do some songs. Mike's got some of the ones we sang this week ready, as well as some different ones. And I'm going to have my helpers come and do the actions with me up here. And hopefully Barb will keep me on track about what we're going to be doing, right? Because every week, every day I forgot. Is it be brave? Be bold. Be brave? Brave. Be brave. Be strong and courageous. So we're going to sing that song to start, and you guys can all do the actions with me.
I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. When trouble comes, when I feel your love, when life's plan fail, when all is well, I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. When I feel scared, when I know you're there, when I'm weak or strong, when I sing this song, I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I will never be afraid. My God, you're always with me. I will God, you're always with me. I will never be afraid. My God, you're always with me. I will never be afraid. My God, you're always with me. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Deep down I know that you're here with me. And I know that you can do anything. Through you I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Deep down I know that you're here with me. And I know that you can do anything. Through you I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe in you.
everyone. This is my first time in about a year and a half that I've opened my face to the public. Thank you. So, we are going to do a little game here. I'll try to explain it. It makes sense in my head, so hopefully it will make sense. So, spy trivia. Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. So, you can go to the first question. Practice question. What is my name? So, all the questions will be set out like this. So, it will be 1, 2, 3, or 4, multiple choice. Then there will be an action at the bottom. So, in this one, it says stand up. That's the action. And you have to stand up as many times as the number is beside your answer. So if some of you think my name is Simon Beadle, then you would stand up 3 times. If some of you think my name is Jane Doe, stand up 4 times. So, I'm not going to tell you the answer. It's a tricky one. Okay, so we'll practice. Ready? So you stand up as many times as you think your answer is. Stand up, sit down. Okay, so what is my name? Oh, I know. Oh, sorry. That was part of my instructions. Thank you. Okay, so it's a trick question. So now I know who can read. Great job. Okay, so 1, Christy Her. 2, Jesus Christ. 3, Simon Beadle. Or 4, Jane Doe. So if you think my name is Christy Her, it's a 1 beside it, so you stand up that many times. Ready? What is my name? Perfect. Thank you, guys, and you're all right. Okay, first question. All right. Who are the group of God's people that Joshua belonged to? The action for this question is jumping jacks. So I will read the answers with the number, and then I'll say go, and you do as many jumping jacks as you can for what number you think the answer is. So the group of God's people that Joshua belonged to, was it 1, the Goodibites, 2, the Complain-a-lots, 3, the Israelites, or 4, the Calendarites? Ready? Go. Very nice. And the answer is? Yeah, the Israelites. And if you're at home watching, I know I can't see you, but I hope you're doing it along with us too. All right, question number 2. Finish the sentence. Joshua fought the battle of. So this action is squats, okay? There we go, okay? So, number 1, so Joshua fought the battle of what? Number 1, Astraville. Number 2, Chisholm. Number 3, North Bay. Or number 4, Jericho. Ready? Go. 2, 3. Good job. And the answer? Yeah, you're right. All right, question number 3. How did the walls of Jericho fall down? So, you guys already know. So this action is spin around. So how did the walls of Jericho fall down? 1, strong men pushed it down. 2, by faith in God. 3, it rained for 40 days and softened the ground. Or 4, it was struck by lightning. Ready? Go. And the answer is? By faith in God. Good job. All right, question 4. So this one is wave your hands in the air. Give you guys a little break here. The Israelites took trumpets when they marched around the wall, but what else did they take? 1, sticks. 2, pizza. 3, the Ark of the Covenant. Or 4, animals. And go. Wave hands. Good. And the answer? 3, the Ark of the Covenant. Perfect. Number 5. This is touch your toes. Breaks over. Okay, what was the promised land? Was it 1, a land filled with milk and honey? 2, a land that God had promised to the Israelites? 3, similar to calendar? Or 4, both A and B? A and B is a land filled with milk and honey and a land that God had promised to the Israelites. And go. And the answer is? Very nice. Okay, question number 6. This is bend to the right. How many times did the Israelites have to march around the wall on the 7th day? The first answer, 1, 0 times. 2, 7 times. 3, 10 times. Or 4, 12 times. There's a hint in the question. How many times did they march around the wall on the 7th day? And bend to the right, go. Good job. And the answer? 7. Very nice. All right. This one is bend to the left. Who hid the spies in their house? Now, the story hasn't been told yet today, but if you know from other stories, was it 1, Beadle? Was it 2, Rahab? Or 3, Emily Miller? Or 4, Delilah? Bend to the left if you know the answer. And the answer is Rahab. Very nice. Question number 8. What did Rahab hang from her window so the Israelites would know to save her? Hint. Was it 1, purple grapes? 2, orange peels? 3, white bed sheet? Or 4, a scarlet cord? And you hop on one foot and go. Oh, very nice. And the answer? Yeah, scarlet cord. Good job. All right. Question number 9. We're almost there, guys. What builds a wall between us and God? And this is jumping. Number 1, Legos. Number 2, wooden blocks. Number 3, sin. Or number 4, bricks. So jump as many times. And go. And the answer is sin. Sin builds a wall between us and God. Question 10. What is sin? Is it 1, kind words? Is it 2, hugs? Is it 3, anything we think, say, or do that breaks God's law and makes him sad? Or 4, a friendly smile? And this is jump again. And go. And the answer is good. Anything we think, say, or do that breaks God's law and makes him sad. All right, number 11. How does the wall between us and God fall down? And this is dance for the number of seconds beside your answer. So how does the wall between us and God fall down? 1, a sledgehammer. 2, a wrecking ball. 3, by faith in Jesus. Or 4, punching the wall. And go. 1, 2, 3. And the answer is? Very nice. I think that's all my questions.
All right, invite everyone to stand, and we're going to sing Joshua Fought the Battle of Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. One more time. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. You can talk about the man of Gideon, you can talk about the man of Saul, but there's none like good old Joshua in the battle of Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Right up to the walls of Jericho, they marched with spear in hand. Go blow them ram horns, Joshua cried, 'cause the battle is in my hand. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Then the lamb sheep horns began to blow, and the trumpets began to sound. Joshua told them to give a shout, and the walls came tumbling down. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. One more time. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. And the walls came tumbling down. You may be seated.
No? You can leave that there for me, Mike, please. I'll need this stand. Okay, I'll just go behind here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. If we can take your drum box out off to the ground, yeah. Well, good morning, kids. It's absolutely wonderful to see everybody. And first of all, we're going to do what we promised that we would do during the week, and that is we're going to tell you the rest of the story. So there are 3 times today that you get to blow your trumpets, and you've already had the first time, which was a thank you trumpet blast. The second trumpet blast is in the Bible story that I'm going to tell you now. So I want everybody to get their trumpet ready, but just give it a good sound. Adults, get your earplugs ready. Turn down your hearing aids, because we gotta see what if we can see that wall tumble down one more time. Okay, so here's the story, and some of this you will already know, but some of the story is going to be brand new for us today. And this is from the book in the Bible. I didn't bring my Bible up, but when we say story, we're not talking about a story that's made up like a fairy tale. We're talking about something that's true, that God has kept for us in the Bible so that we will know about Him. And here's the story from Joshua chapter 2 to Joshua chapter 3 and 4. And it says, God had promised the land of Canaan to the Israelites. For many years they had wandered in the harsh desert, but now it was time to cross the river Jordan into the promised land where food and water were plentiful and the land was green and lush. It's just the most beautiful land ever. And Joshua, he secretly sent out 2 spies into the land. He picked those 2 spies very carefully because they were crafty. They knew how to spy out the land. They knew especially to go to Jericho, right? And so off they went. Off the spies went spying out through the land. They were looking especially at Jericho. And they came to the house of a woman named Rahab. And that night, they stayed at Rahab's house. But someone told the king of Jericho, there were 2 spies that came from across the Jordan River, and they're staying at the house of Rahab. So the king sent his soldiers to Rahab's house, and this is what they said. Bring out the men who have come into your house, for they have come here to spy out the whole land. And Rahab looked at the men, and because she had a kind heart and she had actually hidden those 2 men, she replied, yes, the men were here earlier, but I don't know where they came from. In fact, they've already left, and they've went out of the city towards the Jordan River. You should go right now and chase them. And that's exactly what those soldiers did. the soldiers left Rahab's house. They went out, and the gate of the city of Jericho was shut. Before the spies went to sleep that night, Rahab went up onto the roof because she had hidden the spies on her roof. She had hidden them under some big piles of wheat. And this is what she said to those spies. She looked at those two spies and she said, I know the Lord has given you this land. We heard about how you came out of Egypt, how God did great miracles. He dried up the Red Sea and you walked right through it. And our hearts are all melting with fear. No one has the courage to fight you after hearing these things. And Rahab said, I know that your God, the God of Israel, is the one true God. Now swear to me by the Lord that you will be kind to me and my family because I have been kind to you. And the spies looked at Rahab and they said, we're going to make you a promise, Rahab. We're going to make you a promise. Because you have been kind to us, we are going to be kind to you. And this is our promise, Rahab, that if you stay in your house, and her house was built right into the city wall, and bring your mother and your father and your brothers and your relatives, we promise you that you will be safe. But Rahab, you have to do one thing. You have to, out of the window of your house, you have to leave the scarlet rope, because Rahab was going to do a very cool thing. She let the spies down out of her house with the scarlet rope. And Rahab took a step of faith that night, and she said, I believe. And she left that scarlet rope hanging out of the window of her house. Well, the spies went back to Joshua. And when the time came for God to give the city of Jericho into the Israelites' hands, the people of Israel walked around the city how many times? Once? Twice? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want all the kids on your feet, because after the 7th time they did 2 things. They blasted their horns and then they shouted. So 1, 2, 3. Shout for the Lord, everybody. Yeah! Woo. Wow. And you know what the Israelites did? Wow. They went straight into the town. And the Israelites went to the one place that they had promised would be safe. And every part of the wall was down except for the place where Rahab lived. And they looked for one thing. They looked for the scarlet rope. And there they found the scarlet rope in the wall. And they went in and they brought Rahab out. And they took Rahab's whole family. You can read this in the Bible. And they took Rahab's family outside and they made her very safe. And I've got to tell you something really, really, really cool, that if I could say it so many times, Rahab became the great 32 times great-grandmother of Jesus. That's in Matthew chapter 1. That's how amazing our God is. And today, I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. You've sort of already heard once. First of all, I want to say to every child who is here, it's wonderful to see you. We had a great week, and if you couldn't come this week, it's still good that you're here today. And there's going to be other backyard clubs, and there's other things happening, so we can't wait to see you again. But the first thing we learned is that it was an answer to a very simple question. So I would like everybody on your feet, including those with sore knees and arthritic hips, all of us on our feet, because the kids have something to teach you. But first of all, kids, I need you to put your trumpet down underneath your chair, because we've got one more time to blast it, but it's not for about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, kids, this is what we have to teach the adults. First of all, we just have to teach them what to say. And I think you're going to know the question I'm going to ask you. Here's the question. Oh, I don't see everybody on their feet yet. Okay. And the other thing is there are remedial classes after church for those who didn't do the actions in the songs. You know who you are. No ice cream sundaes for you until you prove your actions. Okay. Okay, here's the question. Ready? How did the walls of Jericho fall? Okay, but let's show the adults how we really do it. Okay, everybody down low and really quiet. Here we go. Ready? How did the walls of Jericho fall? 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 Ah, you got it. Perfect. Okay, sit down. Well, faith is a wonderful thing. We learned what faith was this week. We learned that faith and trust are similar types of words. And you saw, oh, I see somebody's trumpet in their hands. It's supposed to be under their seat. Put it right under your seat because that's the best place for it, because I need you to listen with all of your attention right now. And when you have faith, you can't see. We saw that Val, she stood up and she fell right back into my arms. Did I let her drop onto the floor and hurt herself? Did I? This week, kids, when Val was standing up and she fell straight back, do I think, oh, she's been mean to me recently. Did I let her fall right back? Did I? No, thank you, Nora. No, of course I did, because I love Val, and when you love somebody, you do everything you can to help them. And you know, God loves you. God loves you, and so when you put your faith, when you trust in Him, even though you can't see Him, you come to know Him in an amazing way. You know, Val and I, we have kind of an old boat. It's a line, and I'm going to tell you about something that happened a few weeks ago that required faith. It's called a pontoon boat, which means it has big floats on it. It's not good for water skiing, and I'd lose every race if I would be going against a speedboat. But it's 22 feet long, so it's the relaxing boat. You know, we like to invite people out, and we go on the waters of Lake Nipissing, and we eat food, and we have ice cream, and we have cookies and wonderful things. And one day we were out on the boat. This is true. This really happened just a few weeks ago. And we were coming home, and we were on the boat with some of our friends. One of our friends' names was Paul. And Paul said to me, Simon, I think there's something in the water over there. I think there's people who are in trouble. And this is what I saw. This is what I saw. I looked on the horizon, and there in the distance, this is what I saw. I just saw somebody waving. There were a couple of people, and they were just waving their paddles. It was like they were sending out a signal saying, help, help. And sure enough, you know, the number one rule with a boat is that if somebody else is in trouble, you have to help them. So even though we were on our way home for a nice barbecue, we changed the direction of the boat. And sure enough, as we got closer to the people, they were waving their paddles, and they were in trouble. And this is what we saw. We saw one canoe, and there were 3 people in that canoe. 2 of them were the people waving the paddles. But then this is what else we saw. There were 2 people who were in the water. And we were way out from the shore. The water was over 30 feet deep, which is twice as high as this ceiling. They were in the water with their life jackets on, and then there was another canoe there. But there was a guy in the canoe with a paddle, but the canoe had a hole in it, and the only part of the canoe above the water was the very tip. His boat was sinking. And they were out in the middle of the lake. They were in trouble. They were in danger. Nobody knew where they were. And the interesting thing that we found out later is they were all Christians, and some of them had been praying that God would send somebody to help them. And there we were. So I'll tell you what we did. We got the old pontoon boat, you know, we chugged her along, and we put the ladder down, and the first thing we did is we got the 2 young ladies in the water with the life jackets on. They were able to swim over to the boat, and they climbed up the ladder, and I tell you, they were so happy to be out of the water. They were cold, and they were probably a little bit frightened, and we gave them some nice blankets and some warm towels, and they were sitting down. They were feeling good. And then we got there was a young lady in the canoe, and she didn't want to be in a canoe anymore. So we got her out, and we got her onto the boat. And then the guy in the sinking canoe, he was there, and we were able to paddle him. He paddled up to the side of the boat, and some of our friends, we actually picked up the boat, and we turned the boat upside down, and all the water came out. And then, because our boat's 22 feet long, we pulled the canoe right on the boat. And then the last thing we did is, and I'm not a very good boater, so I don't have fancy equipment, but we thought, we've got to help those guys in the canoe. But I didn't have a long line, so I just had a yellow rope tied to my anchor. So we untied it, and we threw the line to the people in the canoe, and they tied up, and then we towed them all the way back to Sunset Cove Lodge, because they were visiting, and that's where they were from. But they had to make a decision. Because when we pulled up, they had to think, can we trust these people? You know, maybe when they were pulling up to the side of the boat and the ladder was out and they were about to get on the boat, maybe we're just waiting for the time to push them under. What do you think? No? But they didn't know who we were. That was a step of faith. Everything we did that day came from the goodness of our hearts to try to help them in their time of need, but they had to trust that we were good. And that's the way it is with God. When you trust God, you have to believe, first of all, that He's good. So my question to you is if you were in the water, let me ask you this. If you were in the water and you were afraid and you were cold and nobody knew where you were and somebody threw you a line, would you grab it and hold on and let them pull? Judah, would you? If somebody threw you a line, hey, what do you think, Judah? Would you grab it? Judah, let's pull Judah in. He's in trouble. Come on. Oh, he let go. He drowned. Oh, well. Oh, I don't know. That didn't go so well for Judah. We love him. Well, we know he knows Jesus, so Judah's in heaven now. Wow. I don't know. Paige and Caitlin, if you were in the water, would you grab it? If it came out to you, would you grab it? Oh, come on. Help me pull her in. Come on. Oh, she let go too. Oh, I don't know. Oh, Paige, really? I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. I don't know. Chris, can we pull Chris in? Oh, yeah, let's pull Chris in. Chris, yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, man. Okay. That's the way it goes. You know, you have to trust. And you know, at the center of our story today is a rope. It's a scarlet rope. And it was the sign that Rachel had faith in God. Because she was afraid. She was in trouble. But she had heard that there was a God who not only was powerful, but was good. And so we're guessing, the Bible tells us that by faith, Rahab was saved. That she was willing not only to let the spies down out of her house, but she let the scarlet rope stay there. Did the spies make Rahab a promise? They promised she would be safe. She couldn't see the promise. She only could hear it with her ears and believe it with her heart. And friends, that's the way it works with God. You can't see Him, but you hear. Maybe in the Bible, that's the main way He talks to us. But whenever He talks to us, He always says this: you have to trust me. You have to have faith. And nobody who puts their faith in God will ever be disappointed. And that's what happened to Rahab. So I'm going to ask Emily to come and just finish off the rest of the story. If you can find anywhere up here amidst our boat rescue and the walls of Jericho. Let's listen to Emily.
So I don't know how many of you adults have been reading along the Bible reading plan with us. But this week, we actually read that story. And I want to encourage you kids that even though now you've heard this story, you've heard about Joshua, you've heard about Rahab, that when you read something again in the Bible, different parts stand out. So this week when I was reading it, what stood out to me was that the whole town, and I don't know if you caught that when Simon was going through it, the whole town had heard. Rahab said, "We have all heard. We're all afraid. We know that your God is the God in heaven above and the God on the earth below, that the Israelites' God is God." But only Rahab acted, and she had to tell her family, and her family had to choose whether they were going to hide in the wall with her. And the rest of the people in Jericho, they all knew that God was God. They knew it, but they chose not to believe it, and they chose not to have faith and not to have trust in him. So each of you has to make that decision. Maybe you know that God is a good God. You've heard other people telling you stories about how good God has been to you, but you haven't fully trusted him. And we've talked about the ABCs, that we have to accept that we're a sinner. And each of us knows. It's not a secret to us that we've done wrong things, right? Nobody has to say to me, "Oh, yes, Emily," and convince me. I know the bad things I've done. And most of us know, right? When you do something bad, you don't have to wait for your parents to tell you that that was bad. Most of us know when we've done something wrong. So we know that we're a sinner, but we even say, "Yes, I know that God is God," but we haven't made that decision to follow him, that decision to trust fully in him, to forgive our sins and to help us to walk a different way and a new way. So each of us has to make that decision. And if you kids or adults, anyone wants to talk to us, we're going to sing the same song that we started with. Be brave, be strong, be courageous, and I will trust in you. And if any of you want to talk to us, to Simon or Val, to Barb, to any of us leaders who've been helping, to any of the deacons here, or to any of the other adults who, look wise. Dave and Liz are here too. There's lots of people here who would be glad to talk to you. So feel free to talk to us, ask us questions. When we go outside later and we're having our snack, if you think, "Oh, I really want to know more, I really want to make that step of faith," then come and talk to us. And don't be afraid. If you just want to talk to us, that's okay too. We won't all assume that you have something deep and serious to say, okay? So just feel free to come and talk to us. And we're going to sing the last song. And I want you guys to be brave with your lives. Trust in God. Be courageous when God asks you to do things. Or strong. Be courageous. I keep getting it wrong. Barb's not here to keep me straight. So thank you guys for being having such fun this week with our backyard clubs. And we're going to sing our song once more. And I need my helpers.
All right, let's all stand. Wait for the... All right. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. When trouble comes, when I feel your love, when life's plan fails, when all is well, I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong God, you're always with me. I will never be afraid. My God, you're always with me. One last time. I will never be afraid. My God, you're always with me. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous. I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna be strong and courageous.
Okay, kids, get out your trumpets. Get out your trumpets, and I'm going to ask Neil to get ready to come right up to the front here because we're about to have some ice cream sundaes. But I'd like to just say a couple of things. First of all, church, keep praying for each other. We're brave, strong, and courageous when we're together. Next week, we have a very special guest. Her name is Amay Garbett. She's the Youth for Christ worker in the North Bay area. So we're going to hear her testimony. It's an incredible story, just what God can do in anybody's life. So she's a very special person that God has chosen to bring to our area. And so next week, Val and I will still be here, but we're going to be praying for next Sunday, and everybody come. The second thing, pray for High Power Soccer. So that's this week. There's over 80 kids registered. So High Power Soccer this week, please pray for that. And lastly, as a church, we just want to say a huge thank you, and I can't see Emily right now. Where did she go? Did she sneak? Oh, there. Can we just stand up and give Emily a huge thank you? Okay. She was the brains this week, and she did a tremendous amount of beforehand organization and down to details, and she just kept us all on track and made a great week. So kids and parents, let's give a trumpet blast of thanks for Emily. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, Neil. You need to get a mic for Neil. Okay, let's listen to Neil, and he'll give us some instructions about our snack today.
Good morning. After service, we have ice cream sundaes for Sunday.
Yes.
We have lots of options for toppings. So what we're asking is that you come up as family units and be served as a family. We have a number of servers out there. Everyone is masked and gloved. You will be scooping out the ice cream. You tell us what you want on the ice cream, from your liquid topping to your sprinkles to your whatever. We will do that, and then you pick it up at the end of the table. Everything we're using is disposable, so there'll be several trash containers over here and over there to dispose of your cups and so on. The tables are set up behind the church. Right back here, there are 2 tables. And if there is someone that doesn't like ice cream, or if are not able to eat ice cream, we do have an alternative for you, and that'll be at the first table. So we look forward to seeing you and meeting you outside in a few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this morning we're going to let our kids, families with children, if you'd like to go first, followed by our seniors, you can go right after the kids. But let's all stand and let's say one more time to end our service. Here we go. How did the walls of Jericho fall? By faith. Amen.